What's up guys, in this video you're going to learn how to move up poker stakes with confidence. Now the past 5 years I've worked with hundreds of poker players and the majority of them, if not all of them, want to be moving up stakes. Most players who I work with are ambitious, they're striving for more, they're trying to get the best out of themselves, they want to increase their win rates at their current level, but then they want to progress and go into higher and higher stakes. Alright, so as a poker player, if you're on a progression, a good path, hopefully in the not so distant future, or right now, you're going to be moving up stakes. The question becomes, how do you do that most effectively? How do you do that with confidence and bring your best game to the new level? Now, very interesting call I just had a couple of days ago with my poker athletes, who are the poker players who go for my signature poker athlete program, and there was 7 of us on the call, and all 7 players had moved up stakes successfully in the past 6 months, and all 7 were in the process of shot taking the next level. It was a very interesting call where this topic came up about shot taking higher stakes and how to do that effectively. And what I noticed very quickly, some players were struggling to move up stakes and some players were doing it effortlessly. And there's a very big divide in the way those players were approaching it, which is what I want to share with you guys today. All right, so first of all, generally, if not always, when you're moving up stakes, 2 things need to fall into place. First of all, you should have a good win rate at your current level and a meaningful sample size. All right, good level, good win rate means whatever that means to you, but a decent enough sample size so you can see, yep, I'm beating this stake, I'm beating this level for a good win rate. Second thing, you need to be rolled. You need a bankroll or enough of your bankroll to shot take so that it doesn't negatively affect you. All right, so bankroll in place and a good confidence or a good win rate at your level below. If both those boxes aren't ticked, in all honesty, you probably shouldn't be shot taking. You probably should take your time to either build a sample at the stake you're at or to build your bankroll. All right, but let's assume you've ticked both those boxes and you're ready to shot take. You're ready to take on the challenge of moving up stakes. In my opinion, all players should be looking to progress, to move up stakes, and to get as high as their talents and their work ethic will take them. All right, so let's say you're in the process of shot taking. Now, in this moment, if you've done those other 2 things correctly, you should have confidence in your game. Right? Almost all the players I talked with were beating the stakes that they were playing currently for a good win rate. Right? So they've got almost their best months, their best sample, they're feeling confident in their game, and they're going into a new stake. Now the challenge is, when you're shot taking a new level, you have incomplete information. You don't know if you're going to be good enough. You have no sample to judge yourself. You have a lot of unanswered questions. Are the games too hard? Can I beat them? And also other questions. All right. Now, what was very interesting when I was talking with these players, the players who were struggling to move stakes effectively, were filling in all the blanks negatively. They were telling themselves stories like, "This is going to be really hard. The stake aboves, I always run bad when I move up stakes. It's always a challenge for me to beat the higher level. The players at the higher levels are better than me, and they're going to exploit me. They do different things and I can't read the pool as well." All right, so even though they haven't played a single hand, they're telling themselves all these negative stories in a way of why it's going to be hard and all the challenges they're going to face. As a result, guess what? They struggle. They can't bring their A game to the higher level. They have downswings. They quickly run into obstacles because they tell themselves stories and they're looking out for all the negative. All right, so these are the players who generally don't move up stakes with confidence, or they have a setback, they have to rebuild and come back again. On the flip side, the players who were successfully moving up stakes, who were finding the whole process fun, effortless, and enjoyable, did something very differently. They had the exact same information as the other players, so they had a sample size at the previous stake, but no sample size at their current stake, and they decided to use their past sample size to instill confidence. All right, so what they did is they said to themselves, well, I'm beating the stake below, so with enough sample size, I'm pretty sure I can beat this level. My win rate's been great at my current level, so I'm pretty sure I'll figure out how to beat this level. I don't know how the players play at this level, so let's find out. Pointless judging it. There's no reason to believe I'm going to run good or bad, and if I did run bad, no worries. I'll rebuild my roll and shoot again. So they reframed everything very positively, as in a learning curve. They were curious, and they took away all meaning of the non-sample size, and they took confidence in their previous sample size. All right, so 2 different players, or 2 groups of players, approaching the same situation very differently. One had a lot of confidence, and the players who went in there with this good attitude were waiting to see if their confidence got disproved. What does that mean? It means they were waiting to see, other players I'm up against outplaying me? Am I outmatched? Am I getting crushed because these players are better than me? And they were curious. If they were, they'd reassess and rebuild at the lower level, but they went in there with a confident mindset. If I can beat the last stake, I can beat this one. They also had very good stop losses. They knew exactly how much they were willing to lose before they moved on stakes. They didn't put their ego in it, and they went into those stakes just trying to learn and get better. All right, so when you're moving on stakes, the key to moving on stakes with confidence is to fill in the incomplete information in the best way possible. All right, and the best way possible is to use your previous sample, which hopefully should be a good one if you're moving on stakes, to instill a confidence that you can beat the next stake. So this skill is called the skill of perspective. It's the 5th skill of the 8 skills that I train my poker athletes. And once you master it, you realize every situation you go into, you have an option. The glass can be half full, it can be half empty, or it can be neutral. Almost always, you can frame things in a way that helps you to perform at a better level. All right, so the players who were struggling with this were using a negative framing, a negative perspective skill in order to almost say the glass is half full. How can I beat this game? I've got no sample size, all the self-doubt that comes. The guys who are doing well and had more confidence in all honesty, if I speak to those guys in 6 weeks, I know the guys who've made the similar transition, those are the ones who decided to have the glass half full. They decided to go, wait a second, I'll look at the sample size I have. There's no reason to believe I can't beat the level above. I will instill confidence that I can until I'm proven otherwise. All right, and those guys almost always make a smooth transition. All right, so they've got a positive perspective and they've trained that skill. So have a think about it. When you're moving up stakes, change the narrative. You control the story that goes on in your mind. If you don't think that's true, stop, reflect, wait a second. Those thoughts that are going on in your mind, you can control that dialogue. You can control the way you speak to yourself. You can control the way you think about situations. You can control the way you see situations, and you can frame them in a positive way rather than a negative way. And honestly, it changes so many areas of your life, both on and off the poker tables. Now, if you want to learn this skill and 7 other skills that are needed for elite poker performance, I put together a free PDF for you guys. You can download it in the description, and it will basically give you access to a 32-page, I think it is, PDF with all the skills you need to become an elite poker player. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button before you go. There's plenty more coming from me very soon.